Well, we continue with the second half of this morning's edition of News and Views right here on Cllr Media. And this hour of News and Views is sponsored by Africa Muslims Agency. Africa Muslims Agency, a beacon of hope to communities for over 35 years in Africa and beyond. Now, still to come on the show this morning, we will be talking largely with the crisis that in the Emfuleni local municipality with regard to services that have been halted as a result of Eskom attaching Emfuleni's municipality's bank accounts to recover 8 billion in arrear debt after the municipality failed to comply with the debt relief program. And this is the reason we are joined by two councillors, Councillor Gerda Senekal of the Freedom Front Plus in Emfuleni, and also Councillor Elise Aucamp. And we also have got on the telephone, we've got a Roshnee resident, Zainul Saley. To both the councillors, Gerda and Elise. Good morning to you and thank you, and we welcome you to the show.
Good
Thank you.
morning and thank you.
Being
Yes, I think, Elise, we do have a problem with regard to the signal. We are not, obviously, I think because of the bandwidth, there seems to be a bit of a problem. So we're going to try and see if we can't get you on a better quality sound. And we also have got Zainul Saleh on standby on the phone. Zainul, assalamu alaikum and welcome to you.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yes, in fact, Gerda, I'd like to actually begin with you as well. And I know you've been a councillor for a very, very long time in Emfuleni as well. So you do know and you're fully aware of the dynamics that have been playing out in the municipality for a long period of time. Now, clearly, this latest development with regard to Eskom attaching the bank account of the municipality over 8 billion in debt has not just happened suddenly, and I'm sure that there is a fair amount of history as far as the municipality is concerned. And also, just your thoughts, where were we as Emfuleni Municipality, years ago, and how did we actually get to where we are right now?
Good morning to all the listeners. Yes, I have been a councillor for 20 years, actually this year, marking that benchmark. And from where we came from and to where we are today is really a big difference. I was part of a municipality that was well run. The bank accounts were in the black always. In 2000, we amalgamated with Sebokeng and Vereeniging, and at that stadium, it was the first time ever for this municipality that the bank statements went into the red. But nonetheless, we were a well-run municipality with good governance, and the administration were also run well up until 2016 when we started to have some hiccups. So that's when, firstly, some of the big businesses within Emfuleni took us to court, where the first court case came out where Eskom said and put a threat out and said that they will put off the whole of Emfuleni if we do not pay. So the big businesses went to court in 2016, and that was an interdict that stopped them. So during 2016 up until 2018, they were in the news, and then Eskom started to attach our furniture, and they started small. And finally, they went to start and attach the municipal bank accounts. So it came to 2018, we went under administration for the first time when from there, it went only from bad to worse. The administration we were put on did any good for anybody. So this is not the first time for Eskom to attach our bank accounts. For Eskom, it's about the fourth time that they have attached our bank accounts, and not even talking about Rand Water that has also attached our bank accounts, and that lasted almost 8 months, and that was also the third time, and not even talking about all the creditors that also tried to attach our bank accounts, and even our own personnel that's working for Emfuleni, they have also attached our bank accounts, and they have seized our vehicles as Eskom and Rand Water. So yeah, we are a battling municipality, and it went from bad to worse. And I don't think we have been in a state that we are in currently. There's a lot more challenges that has come on board. due to the non-payment of revenue. And yeah, the threat from Eskom is here. More than 2,000 employees, including all political office bearers, have not received salaries. This will be the first time ever for municipality that this has happened. Yes.
Yes, and also I'd like to bring in Councillor Elise Aucamp into the discussion. Elise, I think what is important, and from what Gerda obviously is saying, that there is some history in terms of how and why this has actually happened, and it's gotten to a stage where the bank accounts have been attached. And as Gerda points out, it hasn't been the first time. But the key issue here is to understand the failure to comply, because we know National Treasury has issued a directive with regard to municipal debt relief and related initiatives as well. But again, this whole question about municipalities, about changing their behavior, and also in terms of performance of the municipality, all of that is now coming under the radar. It's coming under scrutiny. And just your thoughts as to why the municipality finds itself in a situation that it is right now, but also more importantly, the failure to comply with the debt relief program.
Thank you very much. Yeah, what Gerda said is, or Councillor Senekal said, it's true. And Emfuleni are their biggest enemy, in my opinion. As councillors, we point out monthly to them where the problems lie. We tell them where their money is. It's a question of go and collect your money. We give them the solutions. Regarding the debt relief program, Emfuleni feels that they are adhering to it. We know it is not the truth. I mean, you can only go and look at the installation of prepaid meters and water meters, what they request from us, which has not been done. But like I say, Emfuleni is their own biggest enemy at this stage, and this is why we are where we are currently.
Yes, and just to bring Zainul Saley in, and this obviously is going to impact on ordinary people, citizens like you and I, because with the bank accounts obviously being closed, salaries cannot be paid, service deliveries obviously cannot be paid. All of that is going to start to impact. And just looking at it as a community member, as a resident of the falling under the Emfuleni municipality, just what are some of the concerns? What are people saying? And just generally your thoughts on the ground. How scary is this for people like yourselves and citizens that are obviously a part and parcel of this municipality?
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum to all our listeners out there. I just want to bring about that, my name is Zainul, and I represent the Roshnee Services Crisis Committee. And we've been working hard in this 1 year. We were elected a year ago by the community to see to all the service deliveries and to negotiate between council and at Emfuleni and that. However, we've built up quite a good relationship with the electrical department, the water department, and that. But in this last 3 months, Roshnee has been going through a lot. And when I'm saying a lot, basically all the services were being, it was sort of disintegrating. We had water leaks that we reported umpteen times, and they basically didn't adhere to none of our reports. Only the emergency reports that we put there where pipes would burst, where water was gushing out, where it was fountaining up into the air. And those that we had to take videos and pictures and stuff like that and send it out to the water affairs, to Senekal. And then they basically send a guy there, and 2 doors away, there's another leak, and then they leave that leak to carry on until it erupts. So basically, with the electrical department, we don't have an issue as such that, there might be a time delay on maybe coming out, but they have never refused us any service. But coming to the water has been basically a tragedy for us here in Roshnee. At this moment, we're sitting with 30 leaks that are running across the road, which is buggering up which is totally destroying the entire infrastructure. where roads are getting washed out, potholes are being, and then we have our own community, initiative by the RNW. RNW basically is a security company that have been assisting in repairs and stuff like that if there's any emergencies and that. They played a vital role in helping the community to try and see if there is a major crisis. They come in and then they help out with that type of to do the service to do the repairs themselves. At this moment, we're sitting with a problem where Emfuleni is basically there's no call centers there. We cannot get through to none of the numbers that they've given. They're saying that they're busy setting up a call center and things like that. You have to actually drive from Roshnee, which is almost about a 30-minute to 35-minute drive from here to Vanderbijlpark, to go and put your query in or to go and see somebody. The Vereeniging branch, I don't know if it's operational or because when you go there, they send you to Vanderbijl. When you go to Vanderbijl, they send you back to Vereeniging. So you don't know what is going on there. There is basically a major behavior by the Emfuleni administration. Also, what I want to bring about is that we have a ward councillor. Our ward councillor basically is the mayor himself. Now, I can't see how a mayor and the ward councillor can be the same person, and then who do you take your queries to? When you try and get in touch with the ward councillor, he's the mayor. So he gets all feedback that comes from the ward councillor to the mayor. And then he doesn't basically attend to none of ours. In this time that he's been elected, I think we've only seen him once, and that was when we had a protest here in Roshnee. After that, we've never met him. We've never seen him. He's never been active in coming out, because the job of a ward councillor is to make sure that if there is a crisis, to come through, to come and inspect the place, see what is it, and take the report and hand it over to basically the different departments. I'm not sure what is going on in Emfuleni at this point of time. We believe that there is a major crisis there. Basically, there's, people have down tools there, and this could have an impact on the residents itself. Water meters and overbilling. We're getting obscene amounts. Roshnee is the only, basically, the cash cow running now at the moment for Emfuleni. Every time they run short of money, they come in, start cutting the people's lights here, cutting the electricity supply, and then they demand that you've got to pay in and whatever. And that basically, I heard it from a guy that says that, you know what, if Roshnee doesn't pay, we're not going to get our salaries for this month. So, that's unfair also on the residents where they don't notice. And then they come and do the cutting, which is an independent company that does it. But the independent company don't know that they're switching off the wrong houses. They go and the guys that have paid, they switch off their electricity, which makes it inconvenient. And then for maybe 9 hours, these people are out of electricity. Coming to the basic services and that, coming to
Zainul, can I just stop you there for a minute, please? Zainul, we're going to come back to basic services right now. I just want to just get back to our councillors as well, just to listening to what you are saying. And Gerda, as Zainul pointed out, he speaks about his own particular ward councillor, who is also the mayor. But in situations like this, and clearly this action on the part of Eskom in freezing the account is going to have far-reaching consequences for the municipality as a whole. I know Zainul is speaking with regard to the area that he is in Roshnee, but generally it's going to impact right across the entire municipality. And people like yourselves, and I will ask Elise also to respond as well. The first point of call for many residents is the councillor, and you are somewhat caught between the administration of Emfuleni and the residents as well. and to deal with a situation like this? How challenging is it? And I'm sure you have concerns with regard to service deliveries and also people that you will be representing, Gerda, or you represent as a councillor.
Yes. Firstly, I want to make it very clear that a councillor may not interfere within administration, and that is a understanding from the public, which they do not clearly understand. Most of the time, they think that a councillor should pick up their own axe or climb onto the street light and fix it itself. We are only a representative to being given a platform to give you the voice that needs to be voiced out. Hence, it's a very big problem where the mayor is the ward councillor, where a mayor should actually be a proportional councillor and not a ward councillor, where a ward councillor is specifically to see and attend to his ward's needs. And as the listener is quite rightly indicating, you just don't get him, you don't see him. As a councillor that do have access, direct access to him, you only see him maybe in a council. He doesn't even pitch up to an IDP meeting. So then somebody else pitch up for the day, being a mayor. So when you need to address it, then that person doesn't give you the proper channel or the proper ear, because he needs to take it over. The roles and responsibilities for the mayor and the councillor is separate. So it's a very big problem. Coming to how it's going to impact the residents, we have to understand for the past 3 years, service delivery has been in a crisis mode. We have never seen service delivery decline in the time from January this year up until to now. It has been gone from bad to worse. There's almost no service delivery. The waste has been suspended. We can say we don't have a waste department because waste has never been picked up in some places, but they are still being built. So officially that's fraud that's taken place within the accounts department. There is no channel for these people to come and from outside and to complain. They are being given a door that's been shut into their faces and say you just need to pay. Service delivery in regards to water, electricity. If you just go and look at your street name, you don't even see a street name, a street pole connected with a street name. The aesthetic side from the municipality is not being attended to. The grass overflowing and overgrowing into the street. That in itself, the parks, everything, that was the first sign that everything was going downhill. So how it's impacted the residents, very big. They've gotten used to what they are being given. So yeah, they drive by, they see, oh, the grass is long. By this, oh yeah, it's Emfuleni, don't worry, it's not going to be cut. So they are being put in a position that they have to get used to their situation, their environment. So what are they doing now? They start to stand up for themselves and they want to do things for themselves, but still Emfuleni expects them to pay. I heard that Owen Bitboy said that there's a responsibility from the residents that still need to pay their accounts towards the municipality, although it's been in crisis, although it's been suspended, although it's not being managed correctly. My opinion is straight. It's unfair towards them. So how is it impacting them? Financially, it's impacting them. Because if the power is cut and it's 9 hours, there's sometimes 24 hours that's gone by that it's not being put on if they were wrongfully cut. If a transformer have blown, nearly 2 weeks ago, there were a part of Vanderbijlpark, half of Vanderbijlpark, were without power for almost 3 weeks. It took 3 weeks for them to replace more than 11 million rands worth of panels and cables and everything. What did we need to do? As a councillor, I had to go out and get donations to have the roof fixed for that substation. We as councillors are going above and beyond, and Elise can contest that there are the people outside, the residents, they expect more that sometimes that we can usually put in, but we do go the extra mile because we know what's going on inside. There's a totally a misinformation that goes out from the mayor, the speaker, the chief whip, the political side, the majority side of Emfuleni, the information that's given towards us within council is not all. It is not everything. So we cannot make a collective decision with informative information that we are getting. Hence, as councillors, we go out, we go and research, we go and see what we can do more for our communities. And then it's not enough. So yeah, it's a very big impact on the residents. I don't foresee that it's going to get better in the near future. If they don't do anything for themselves. But then there needs to be an understanding from the municipality to get an incentive if you do something for yourself. Already, the waste, electrical, and water has laid tools down. So that is our service delivery component. If that doesn't work, it's done. I had to say yesterday for a business owner, go and cut that lock that's on that green box. Go and see what's going on in that green box, because it's a business that's without power. There was a phase down. He had to bring in his own private electrician to connect the phase just to get the electricity so that whole block of businesses can do business again. I said, cut it. I will take the responsibility. What else can I do? So that is the impact of the account that's been frozen. And yes, for not receiving a salary, it is impacting everybody else, not just the residents, but for the biggest people that's been impacted is residents, because they are paying for something they are not getting.
Well, Gerda, thank you for that. We're going to go for a quick break. I'm going to put you all on hold. We'll come back after this.
By day, this is Salam Media.
Discover the Africa of your dreams and surround yourself with her spectacular beauty. Relax beneath her serene sunsets and explore wildlife at its natural best. It's where the pride of Africa comes together. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve. Get to know the Big Five or cruise on an elephant safari game drive. Interact with lion and tiger cubs and enjoy world-class halal cuisine while we pamper you during your 5-star stay. Indulge in the true African experience. For reservations, call now on 042-203-1400 or visit kwantu.co.za. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve, the place of gathering.
Sponsoring and to have the sponsor.
Discover the Africa of your dreams and surround yourself with her spectacular beauty. Relax beneath her serene sunsets and explore wildlife at its natural best. It's where the pride of Africa comes together. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve. Get to know the Big Five or cruise on an elephant safari game drive. Interact with lion and tiger cubs and enjoy world-class halal cuisine while we pamper you during your 5-star stay. Indulge in the true African experience. For reservations, call now on 042-203-1400 or visit kwantu.co.za. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve, the place of gathering.
Breaking stereotypes, moving boundaries, joining hands. Salam Media.
لا تقل لوحدي أو كيف السبيل.
Humanity sets the agenda.
تصنع المستحيل.
Well, we continue our discussion, taking a look at the Emfuleni Local Municipality, where services have been halted, their bank accounts have been frozen by Eskom. Eskom saying they're owing 8 billion in arrear debt, and the failure on the part of the municipality to adhere to the debt relief program. We do have two councillors with us, Councillor Gerda Senekal from the Freedom Front Plus, Councillor Elise Aucamp from the Democratic Alliance, and also Zainul Saley, who is a resident of Roshnee as well. We believe Councillor Elise Aucamp is on the phone. There are connectivity issues, but just to continue with you, Elise, and following up from the sentiments and the issues that have been raised by Gerda with regard to being a councillor and how easy or how difficult it is being a councillor caught in the middle between the residents and the administration as well. And just on your side, Elise, it is clear that there are concerns from what Gerda has raised, the failure to provide even further services as a result, salaries not being paid as well. And clearly the signs are not good. And just to look at it, from your side, because we know to a large extent, we're looking at a company like Eskom, an entity like Eskom, saying that it is owed huge amounts of money, billion from municipalities right across the entire country. So Emfuleni is not unique in this, but also at the same time, there are bigger issues, the political dynamics that have been playing out as well, where we've seen party politics that have affected uh, service delivery, because in many of these municipalities, we find that, it is what is happening on a national level, what the party politics are dictating, and how this is impacting. Whereas as a local councillor, your primary responsibility would be to take care of the needs of your ward, of those who have elected, who have voted you in, and to make sure that they enjoy the services uninterrupted and quality services, Elise.
Yes, I must tell you, as a councillor, I fear a Friday morning because that's the start of a weekend. And over the past few months, we have seen that a problem on a weekend, it almost doesn't get resolved, or it takes hours to be attended to, if not days. It is also not strange for councillors anymore to make it part of your monthly budget to buy airtime for the control room in order for them to follow up with the electricians if you report a power failure. Myself, it's part of my budget to put in fuel many times for the trucks. 2-3 months ago, I had to buy a clamp. There was a huge water leak, burst pipe in Duncanville. We reported it the Saturday morning, and by the Sunday afternoon, the residents were without water, and there was still no attempt to fix this. And then the call came, but we need a clamp. So what do we do as a councillor? You go out, you look for a place that can open up for you. We found a business, and I bought a clamp for them, close to 1,000 rand later. But it's okay, it doesn't matter, because your residents as a councillor are always the people you put first. So yes, it is difficult being a ward councillor in Emfuleni. Service delivery as a whole came to a standstill. I mean, even now with them that has now started to close all the landfill sites and the transfer stations, where do people go with their refuse? They expect the councillor to make a plan, to give answers and to give feedback. So yes, indeed, it is very difficult. And although we cannot interfere in the work of Emfuleni, we put a hand in the pocket and we try and assist wherever we can.
Yes, thank you for that, Elise. And let's bring Zainul back here into the discussion. Zainul, you've heard again, from the two councillors that there is going to be there are major concerns at this point in time. And just as a resident, what other options? What other options are there?
Look, basically, the options are open there. We've been working together with the municipality and the Residents' Council, the Roshnee Services Crisis Committee, and we've also set up now the RCC, which is the Roshnee Cleanup Committee. With this year, we've achieved a lot, right? Working in partnership with the community, with the residents, with the business sector, and things like that. We've come to, like the previous caller said, previous lady said, that, there was a lot of times there where we had to take out our own money and buy stuff to accommodate crisis. We also had a major water leak where the whole of the whole region around Roshnee was without water. And we had to buy all the equipment and parts and stuff like that and basically assist in repairing the thing. We don't mind that, but at the same time, all I'm asking is that if the municipality, they jack up their competency, their things, if they become competent in their activities, things will change. We will find that it will result in the municipality running efficiently and more productively. The only problem they're having there is basically, I think, the standard business is causing a major impact on the thing, because we've got people that are unqualified, that are doing tasks and jobs and job cards out to go and sort out water leaks and electrical supply and things like that. And these people, apparently, there is no follow-up on the council itself, where they have an inspector that goes out to go and inspect the job while they are busy and when they are finished with the job, to see if that job has been done correctly. Now, coming to the efficiency of the council, basically, if you can't get your administration right, you're not going to go forward with it. You're going to go backwards. You're not going to be competent enough to service. Basically, municipality is a service provider, and being a service provider, there is no basic action between the consumer and ELM itself, Emfuleni Council. So in that, I feel that if the executive committee of ELM needs to be restructured. They need to restructure it. They need to come up with plans. They need to put people that will be able to run the municipality efficiently and bring more light to this. They want investment in the Vaal region, but how are you going to get investment when things are deteriorating? And basically, we look at if there isn't efficient electrical supply or water supply, you're not going to get that investment coming to the region. So that I feel that it's all up to the executive from the mayor's office to the MMCs to start working on a plan to try and derive a certain project to try and work together with business, to work with partnership with the residents, to see how they can come up with plans to become more efficient in their service delivery. At the moment, we're doing most of the work ourselves. We're trying to supply the council with certain parts and things like that if they do run short. They've been fixing up electrical street lights in the last 2-3 weeks. The street lights are continuously burning the whole day, and the wastage. My biggest problem is if you got water leaks throughout the Emfuleni region or Citibank region, that leaks is built out, and it's all municipal leaks. Those leaks are built out to Emfuleni. So the waste money that needs to be channeled out, it's on wastage. If you take electricity where street lights are burning during the day, where electricity is being wasted, that's what I see as the money that can go towards either rainwater or it can go towards Eskom. So to me, I feel that they need to structure their internal problems first, start trying to work together and try and see how they can bring all the departments together, and one department follows up with it. Fix up a leak, when it's out there's nobody that comes to repair the tar that needs to go over it. So what happens is the road starts to basically disintegrate.
Zainul, I believe Gerda actually needs to go into a meeting as well, and we've also got just a few minutes left as well. Just very, very quickly, in a minute, Gerda, before we take leave of you, and just very quickly in terms of overcoming this crisis right now, are there any immediate interventions to basically ensure that these accounts are unfrozen and normal service delivery can resume?
No, not immediately. we're currently awaiting for a court judgment that would be passed on the 30th of September, which we don't know which way it will go. It's a matter of Eskom attaching the account for us not maintaining the current account, and which the Emfuleni has given an affidavit and said, but we have paid and we have done this 1, 2, and 3, hence you cannot attach our account. So the fight between the two is not have you done it or have you not done it? Is, are we part of the debt relief or are we not part of the debt relief? National Treasury has not given up until today a letter of confirmation of what Emfuleni has been accused on. And not for coming up for Emfuleni, but both sides are in the wrong. So immediately a solution? No. If these two the entities do not come to the table and sit and discuss with one another with what is on the table, there's no solution. From Eskom's side, they are not adhering to the court judgment from a year and a half ago, where it said that Eskom should take up over all the whole of the electric component, but they've just taken the big side, the source of Emfuleni, and that is the businesses. From that side, they are receiving more than 360 million rand per month. So they are getting a lot of money. Not enough to cover the historical debt of 5.2 billion, but they are getting money. They should take over everything, but they are not doing it. For on their part, for not adhering to that court judgment, if they have taken over the whole component, would not have sit in this predicament today. But they are in. They say they can't do it. They don't have the manpower to take over everything. Then why put yourself in this situation? So from my side, it's Eskom that has created this situation, but Emfuleni has also enhanced in this situation. If we do not enhance our revenue, as Councillor Elise has already indicated with the smart metering process, the residents is in, some of them want it, others don't. I am of the opinion that the smart meter itself, the system is very good. We can get revenue in. But the process that Emfuleni is taking to put in the smart meters is not by far public participation. They are not adhering to the law, and they are not adhering to everything that give the residents the right to make a decision. They are forcing it on them. So that is also wrong. If we go and look at the payment ratios of the different areas in Emfuleni, it's very clear that they are favoring a part of Emfuleni that is getting services and not being paid. If we are looking towards the 25 informal settlements and Sebokeng and Eatonside and Evaton and Ironside, Stratford and Sebokeng, we've got a 33% revenue income versus Vereeniging, a 79% revenue income, and that includes Roshnee. Vanderbijlpark Vereeniging is 81% and Vanderbijlpark is 79%. So you get your traditional areas that do pay for service that are not getting, but then you get your areas that get services but is not paying. Go to the Sebokeng areas and go and look at that roads. There's not one pothole. Go to Vereeniging and Vanderbijl and to the other areas and Three Rivers and Aucamp Park and Sonland Park. Look at the state of that roads. So is that also fair? So yes, what the listener has said, a total change in political structure and leadership for governance need to take place within Emfuleni to make the willing change, and that is not happening.
Well, thank you for that, Gerda, and also to Elise Aucamp and also to Zainul Saley. We do appreciate all of you taking time out, and we certainly will follow up. I'm sure there will be a lot more that will be said and will be done going into the future. So it's something that we will keep an eye out on. But for now, we thank all of you for your time with us this morning right here on Cllr Media.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was the crisis with regard to Emfuleni Local Municipality services that have been halted. And this has come as no surprise to us because I know living in Ekurhuleni, we are faced with similar challenges as well. And over and above the bank accounts being frozen. There are just so many other issues, and local elections, obviously municipal elections, coming up in about close to 2 years from now as well. And again, we need to wrap our minds. We need to think about as to what is good and what is best for us as residents, as ratepayers, and as citizens of these local wards and municipalities. The time is just gone 9:55, and next up, we have got none other than our respected Qari Ahmed, Dr. Naina, with us this morning, who is here on a South African tour and over the years inspired millions through his beautiful recitation of the Noble Quran.